Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a really cool piece of financial tech that's working its magic behind pretty much every trade you can think of. It's called Smart Order Routing, and it's all about answering a super modern, high-speed question.
So let's just jump right in. Imagine you want to buy a share of some company. You click buy. But where does that order actually go? In a world where prices are flickering across dozens of different places in microseconds, how do you know for sure that you're getting the best possible deal? That is the big problem we're going to tackle today.
To really get this, the first thing you got to do is kind of forget that old-timey idea of a single stock market. Like one big room where everyone is yelling. What we have now is, well, it's way more complex. Honestly, it's a bit of a maze.
That's right. There isn't just one spot to trade anymore. Nope. There are dozens of different exchanges, private trading platforms, you name it, and they're all competing for your business. This whole situation is called market fragmentation, and it creates a huge challenge, especially because regulators require brokers to find the absolute best possible price for their clients.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Because all these venues are competing, the price for the exact same stock might be a tiny fraction of a cent different from one place to the next. And the amount of stock you can actually buy or sell, what we call liquidity, it's scattered all over the place. Then you throw in different trading fees, and the fact that this is all happening faster than you can blink, and you start to see why finding the true best trade is this massive, massive computer problem.
So how in the world do you navigate this maze and actually find that best price? Well, as you might have guessed, technology has come up with a really clever solution. Let's talk about what Smart Order Routing, or SOR for short, actually is.
And here it is, the heart of the matter. An SOR is basically an algorithm. It's a smart piece of software designed to hunt down the absolute best conditions for your trade across that entire fragmented market at that exact moment. This is the engine that lets a broker follow the rules for getting you the best execution.
This is my absolute favorite way to think about it, right? If you were buying a new phone, you'd probably hop on a price comparison site to check a bunch of different stores for the best deal. Smart Order Routing does exactly that for your stock trade, but it does it in a tiny fraction of a second across every possible place you could trade.
So what makes this system smart? What's going on under the hood? Well, it's not just about chasing the lowest price tag. The algorithm is constantly juggling a few key factors in real time.
Here's the thing. The SOR is looking at these three things all at once. Price is the obvious one, of course, but liquidity is just as important. I mean, what good is a fantastic price if there are only 10 shares available and you're trying to buy 1,000? And finally, you've got fees. A price that looks better on one exchange might actually be worse once you factor in their higher fees. The SOR does all that math instantly to find the true best deal, all things considered.
It all boils down to this super fast three-step loop. First, scan. The system looks at all the possible venues at once. Then, analyze. It crunches the numbers on those three key factors, price, liquidity, and fees, to find the perfect path. And finally, execute. It fires off the order to the single best venue. Or sometimes, it's even smart enough to split your order across a few different venues to get the best overall result.
Now, like any powerful technology, SOR isn't some magic wand. It gives us some incredible advantages, for sure. But there are also some trade-offs you have to be aware of. So let's look at both sides of the coin.
This right here is probably the single biggest win for any trader. Slippage, you know that frustrating thing where the price you thought you were getting when you clicked buy isn't the price you actually got? In a fast-moving market, that little gap can cost you real money. By finding available stock at the best price, like right now, SOR cuts that slippage way down. And this lays it all out perfectly. The payoffs are huge, less slippage, better prices, and you get to tap into all the available liquidity out there. But the pitfalls are very real too. Latency, that's the physical time it takes for data to travel, is a constant battle. In the world of high-frequency trading where SOR is king, a single microsecond can be the difference between making money and losing it. It's a non-stop, high-tech arms race.
So who's actually using this stuff? And what does it mean for the market as a whole? Is this just some fancy tool for the big Wall Street pros in that crazy arms race?
Actually, no. And that's what's so cool about it. Of course, the big guys, the institutional traders, use SOR to place huge orders without showing their cards and moving the market price against them. But more and more, retail traders, people like you and me, are benefiting too. Modern brokers use SOR to give everyday investors the same high-quality trade execution that the pros have. It really helps level the playing field.
So at the end of the day, the takeaway here is much bigger than just your one trade. By connecting all these scattered little pools of liquidity and forcing all the venues to compete on price, SOR just makes the entire market run more smoothly. It's a critical piece of the plumbing that makes the whole system more efficient and ultimately more fair for everyone.
And hey, this isn't just for stocks. Think about a market like crypto. It's open 24/7, it's super volatile, and it's traded on hundreds of different exchanges all over the world. In an environment like that, a system that can automatically sniff out the best price across all those places isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential.
Which kind of leaves us with one last big thought. We've seen how technology first created this problem of market fragmentation and then turned around and provided the solution with smart order routing. So, as our financial markets just keep getting faster and more complicated, you have to ask the question, are these kinds of intelligent, automated systems the only thing that can keep the game fair and accessible for everybody? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning into The Explainer.